Hello, everyone. I don't think I said my name last time. My name's Jimmy, and first I want to apologize. Sorry I didn't get to posting this second video for almost 5 days. Uh, it's been really crazy. So, actually, what happened while I was doing my first video, I got a phone call from my mom, and she called and asked if I wanted to go down and get some frozen yogurt. And she didn't have to work that day, so I figured, maybe this would be the time to tell her. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll go. And so I stopped doing the video, went home, and got in the car and kind of was driving downtown to go to the frozen yogurt shop. And I was like, I had so much anxiety. I was like, oh my god, oh my god. I was thinking to myself, am I gonna do this? Am I gonna do this? And um, I was in the car, and she's like, what's going on? Is there, and I was like, I don't know. I'll tell you later after we get the frozen yogurt. And she kind of noticed there was something going on, and she kind of had this. She kept asking, for the past couple of days, if there was something going on. It's like, oh no, no, nothing. It's just been real crazy. So anyway, so we get the frozen yogurt, and we get after we get the frozen yogurt, uh, she asked, and I was like, well, ask some questions, and then I'll kind of hint, what it is. And she was like, is it something? Are you doing something where you're gonna get into trouble? Whether it's financial. And I was like, no, it has nothing to do with money or any finances or anything. And then she asked, does it have anything to do about some religious thing? And I was like, no, not really. And it's like, does it have anything to do with girls? Are you sleeping with someone? Are you going out with someone? And I was like, no, not really. And she kept thinking, and sometimes she'd ask the same questions, but anyways, one thing led to another, and she's like, do you have you been going out with guys? Do you have feelings for guys? And I had this huge smile on my face. I guess you could say I was kind of like glowing. And, and I nodded my head. And she's like, Jimmy, are you gay? And I nodded. I must have been red, because, man, I felt all this blood rush to my face. And I nodded again, and I was like, yeah. And then she started asking all these questions, like, oh my god, I can't believe it. When did this happen? How long have you known? And I was like, well, I've kind of known for a long time. I just never really did anything about it. I just kind of shrugged it off, and so she's like, well, how long? And I was like, when we were living in Hollywood, I was probably around maybe 8 or even younger. I couldn't give an exact date because it's been so long. And and she was like, well, who do you find attractive? Have you ever been attracted to girls at all? And I was like, well, there are girls that I think that are hot and stuff, and they're nice, but it doesn't really, I don't know, it just doesn't click or anything. It doesn't flip a switch or do anything. It's just, you know, they're attractive, but not in a sexual way. And then she's like, well, so what kind of guys are you interested in? And so I was like, I don't know. Like, she's like, give me an idea. And I started wondering, naming actors and stuff, and, like Brad Pitt, and, like, he's attractive. And then she asked, like, guys that I actually know and are friends with me and I hang out with, and I was like, no, not interested in them at all. I have no attraction or anything. They're just friends. So she's like, oh my god. And it definitely caught her off guard. And then she started saying, how she felt kind of sorry for me because it's going to be a real challenge, and things are going to be a lot tougher for me, in terms of my life, and future, I guess, things that I'll end up going through later on. But I told her, well, it is what it is. Doesn't matter. I'll live through it. And she said, I just want you to be happy. And, and then she's like, oh my god. Anyways. So that was my, coming out to my mom's story. And, she still keeps asking, she's like, well, are you sure? Are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I am pretty sure. I am 100% sure. It's like, well, if you ever change your mind and you go back to girls, they're like, I don't see that happening. And she still kind of asks the same questions, like she's still like shocked and surprised. She ended up telling my stepdad. I told her, if you want, you can tell your friend. And Nolani, doesn't really matter to me. And so that's that. So then after that, I had to, we talked a lot. We drove back to our house and was outside, and we just talked some more about this whole thing. And so that was that. And the next day I had to go to work, and then I didn't have time to do any videos or anything. And then I had to drive to LA for the weekend because I had work-related things to do over there. And didn't really have the time to do any videos or anything. But I did go out at night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. Went down to West Hollywood and went to a bunch of different clubs. It's quite interesting. It's not like the normal club life experience, that I was used to, where I live now in Santa Barbara. But I don't know. I thought it was interesting and fun. I'll end up doing another video about, I guess, my experience over there. It was, each night had its own little interesting moment, but I'll tell you about it in my next video, because I'm running out of time. So, that's my story about coming out to my mom, and I'm building the courage to now come out to my sister and brother, and we'll see how that goes. And then hopefully sooner rather than later I'll be coming out to my friends and everyone else. That's going to be really interesting. So talk to you all soon. I'll keep you posted. Keep checking in, and hope you all have a good day. See ya. And just so you know, Noni is grandma in Italian.